Parul is saying, Pranam Acharya ji, whatever we experience in a dream state is unreal. In a state of ignorance, that which we experience, is that also unreal? Yes, Parul. Well asked. All experience is just your own fiction. All experience is pre-programmed. So it cannot be called as real. You determine your experiences. Your experiences don't happen to you. You have called them. All experiencing depends on the experiencer, and the experiencer predates the experience. The experiencer is not merely a product of experience. The experiencer exists first, and then comes the experience. So the experience has no validity or sanctity of its own. Are you getting it? You are programmed to experience certain things upon certain triggers. And the proof is that you know in advance that if such a thing happens, such would be my experience. You know that if you get 1 trillion rupees, you would be elated, don't you? Now you haven't yet experienced it. Then how do you know in advance that that kind of an action or a trigger or stimulus would lead to this kind of an experience? How do you know? Because it is pre-scripted. The experiencer already knows what kind of event leads to what kind of experience. There is no newness. And that is why the experiencer keeps on living a very closed and circumscribed life. If I know in advance what would please me, and if I know in advance what would displease me, how would my life be? Well programmed, and I would only be trying for things that would please me and trying against things that would displease me. So my life would be a very circumscribed life. Do you get this? We know our experiences in advance, and hence the new is never available. Never. You want to feel good, you already know what would make you feel good. If a certain thing is happening and you know in advance it's not pleasurable, you don't allow it to happen or escape away. Part of it is genetic, part of it is social. Both can be done away with. There are too many absolutes in our lives. Part genetic, part social. You are supposed to experience happiness when you get a new job. So you get a new job and the fellow you next meet won't even ask you how are you feeling. Have you noticed that? He just congratulates you. You are after all supposed to feel good. He doesn't even bother to cross check. Are you okay? Do you like the job? He just says congratulations. Because you are, the experiencer is pre-programmed. And these kind of events only reinforce the programming. You get married, or you get a baby. Does anybody come to first verify whether you are liking the happening? They just say, wow. And even that wow is pre-programmed. It's not as if they are experiencing any wowness within. It's supposed to feel good. The newborn may look like as all newborns do. And a freshly born baby is not even attractive to look at. That attractiveness comes after a few months. But your cousin would come shrieking and yelling, wow, this is the most fantastic baby ever born. And now you are supposed to experience happiness. Newspapers and news sites these days, they know the experience in advance, and they don't even hide it. Very unabashedly, the headline runs, you will fall in love with these pics of some lady. You will fall. Look at the confidence. Look at the predictability. They know in advance where your handles are, and they are telling you, we are turning your handle. 10 things that you must know about kaddu and bhindi, whatever, something. Have you not come across these kinds of things? 10 things that you must. You must know where these stars are having their vacations. You must know. If you can just see the ways of the world, all the falseness falls apart. You don't have a heart. No experience arises from within. All experiences are things that you are supposed to go through. You are watching a celebrity kid, you are supposed to say cutie. And you must say cutie. If you don't say cutie, then you're ostracized, you don't belong. They don't ask you, do you find him cute? They tell you, see how cute he is. And you get the difference. There is a great difference between these two. You are supposed to experience sadness when that kind of a thing happens. If you don't experience that sadness, then you're an outlier. If you don't experience what they want you to experience, then you must experience desolation. Either experience what we want you to experience, or you must experience depression. That's what happens. People come to me, they say, we just don't feel happy. I say, where? They say, in parties. I say, but who can feel happy in a party? They say, everybody seems to be feeling happy. They're lying, they're cheating. They don't even know what they're feeling. They don't exist. How will they feel? But the fellow is worried about himself. He says, only I seem to be not feeling happy at all these things people are so happy about. I say, your problem is not that you don't feel happy in parties. Your problem is that you are found in parties. Why are you found there at all? Yesterday itself, it was Pratik, I think. And I don't relate to my work. I can't even answer questions. I don't feel any happiness there. I said, but one thing is certain, you would always be found there. What the hell are you doing there? Was it you who asked this? No, it was Prateek. Simple matters. 10 hot pics of somebody. Now, the fellow is telling me in advance that these pics are hot. What if I find them gross or worth spitting at? Not even worth spitting on. But he has determined in advance that I must experience their hotness. And I oblige, don't I? That's how the world moves. Somebody with a loud mouth comes and says, this is hot. And the rest of us say, yes, it is. And not only is it hot, we are experiencing the heat. You know what is the unbelievable thing about it? You actually start believing that you are finding it hot. You are not finding it hot. You are trained to find it hot. So many studies have been done on people across cultures and religions, places. Even the determinants of sexual arousal are greatly different. If it was just about man and man, then all men should have found broadly similar things to be hot or arousing. But if you are an American, and if you are a Filipino or an Indian, there are great differences between what you find as hot. Why? Is it genetic? No, it is not genetic. It's how you are trained. It's how you are trained. In India, if you wear a blouse and a sari, the exposed tummy, the midriff, is not hot at all, is it? All the decent women are wearing saris, are they not? And this part, the tummy, is always exposed. Nobody says it is indecent or hot. But if a bit of cleavage is exposed, then Indians find it hot. Go to the West. There nobody exposes this. But they find it very casual to expose a part of the breasts. For them, exposing the waist is indecent. They don't expose this, except let's say on beaches or somewhere. But if the breast or the cleavage is exposed, it's so fine. Men there don't find the cleavage such a big thing. In India, you can have riots. Similarly, the legs. Indians are okay with exposing the back, but not the legs. The legs must not be exposed. In the West, exposing the legs is very commonplace, but not the back. You won't find a Westerner exposing her back very easily. She would expose the legs. Fine. Legs are legs. In India, if you look at legs, you go ballistic. Legs. You have been trained to find this hot or that hot. And the most stupid part is that we internalize the training. This is hot. We actually start feeling even physical stimulation. Wonder. We forget that it is a part of the narrative. We just soak it in. I'm very sure if you can somehow train a generation that the earlobes are hot, then you will have men running after earlobes. Why? You even have an entrance available here. You just need to properly train someone. And all the poets and the shires would be composing poetry on earlobes. These are not earlobes. These are the petals of a heavenly lotus. Anything can become hot. You just need to train the experiencer. Train, and you're done. That also tells us that freedom is a possibility. If you can realize that one is just trained to experience, then one does not remain a captive to experience. The moment that emotional surge arises, you realize that you have been trained to let it arise, let it dominate you. The whole game of experience is a sham. If you have been trained, then you can also give up the training. That part of training which is social is easier to give up. That part of training which is biological, hormonal, is a little more difficult to give up. But both can be gotten rid of. And that's such a fantastic possibility of liberation. Is it not? To be free of these fraudulent experiences. In fact, don't you see that the world controls you through your experiences? They know how you can be made to experience happiness, and then they can control you. If someone can make you happy, he can also control you, because your happiness now lies in his hands, and he knows what would make you happy, because the experiencer has been programmed in advance. He knows this is what makes him happy. So use that to control him. Similarly, if he knows what arouses you or what disappoints you or makes you sad, that can be used to. The man of God is very unpredictable. You cannot control him. You think you know him, you will never know him. You cannot determine his experiences. You know what would make him sad, you try that out. To an extent you will succeed, and then you will suddenly see you are failing. He is beyond experiences and experiencing. He can see through. He will not let sadness rule over him. He will know that this sadness is not him. He will know that this sadness is a programmed thing. How can I let it dominate my consciousness? Any trait of the personality will not be too important for him. He will say, how can I let it dominate me? It's all happening. It's a game of Prakriti and it's a game of society. Part of it I was born with. Rest of it, they gave it to me. How can I let it become so meaningful for me? Yes, of course, right now I'm having hot flushes. Right now it's a mood swing. Right now it's a terrible wave of disappointment. But all that is just alien. Don't I know? Don't I know? That's why the scriptures worship realization. Realize and you are free. Just realize. When it is taking possession of you, realize what is happening. When you are being swept away, carried away, realize what is happening and stop, and you are free. Getting it?
The chemicals
Have the chemicals. Very chemical. Standing in front of a woman and your consciousness is being hijacked with one sway of your hand, say chemicals, and turn around. Done. On her face, say chemicals, and turn back. You are free. At that moment, it might appear gross. You are liberated. None of these things, phobias, manias, anxieties, obsessions, attachments are yours. You were taught to experience them. Why should I accept that teaching? Be a little rebellious, right? I was taught to experience phobia. Why should I go by that teaching? Especially when that teaching is just harming me. Why should I accept that teaching and live by it? See, it's like this. An instrument has been tied to your arm here. The instrument carries a blade. The instrument carries a blade. And the instrument can be remote controlled, operated by anybody in the world. Somebody uses the remote there and the blade starts cutting you here. Blade starts cutting you here. You start thinking that something within you is causing the suffering. You start thinking that the suffering is yours. What you don't see is that both the instrument and the operator of the instrument are not you. Both the instrument and the operator of the instrument are aliens. So what do then? You don't fight him. Or do you go and fight the entire world? Remember, the entire world is holding the controls. Would you fight the entire world? What do you rather do? You just take it off and you keep it here. You say, now I am free. Now you have no control over me. This is the ego. This is the experiencer. That is actually a foreigner, but remains strapped to your arm as if it is a part of your being. Just unstrap and keep the thing away. Getting it?
Then it again comes back.
Not without your consent. Have great faith in your ability to choose. Nothing happens without your consent. Exercise your power rightly.